I just want to point out that this mess just keeps getting bigger, and eventually it will be cleaned. But for now, it's a part of who I am. This video is a lot longer, so make sure you got a little bit of time so you can actually watch this one through. This video I reacted to on stream, so portions of it I'm like eating and we're just like listening to what Lord Papa has to say, because this chubby boy with an I and not a Y, because with a Y it's rude, with an I he's cute. And that's the motto that I live by. But anyways, Papa Gut goes into Eric B. Zink, and I just basically reacted to it on stream. And that's this video. So here's the introduction. Oh, and people on Facebook have been hating on my content, and they're probably going to see this. And they like to endlessly report all of my videos because they think I'm some sort of scumbag or something. So make sure you join the Discord. That's going to be in the bottom, just in case. You know, then you can see everything. You can see when I go live on Twitch. You can see when I post a new video. I mean, there's a handful of cool people in there as well. And, you know, I'm trying to be as active as I can in the Discord. So, yeah, now let's... So
we're going to read that. So, this is I guess the young girl, 15-year-old girl, as referenced right here. True, oh well. So he says, what's going on? They say that's a shame. And then they ask, does your butt smell? So that was kind of where we get to the point of like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why would you ask somebody, does your butt smell? I don't really understand that. Then she responds with, doesn't really smell, Eric, LOL. And then he says, just curious, don't fart or they smell worse. Okay, so what's really going on? What the fuck? I honestly, like, listen, some people have weird shit, but this isn't some shit you say to a 15-year-old person. Let's see. That's not a conversation word. Okay, so now he went from like, hey, how does your butt smell, to like, oh, let me try to dissect you emotionally and, you know, psychologically, because isn't a conversation word. So he basically made them uncomfortable. When they said he decided to kind of backtrack it to like, oh, you don't want to talk about your problems? LOL. And then she says LOL, and then he goes, stop, smelly ass, what's up? So clearly this individual has a thing for, I guess, smelly asses. I don't know. Very bizarre. But, like, again, who cares? But this is...
I just want to chime in here and say, I haven't watched the rest of the video, so I don't know. But that almost seems fake. What grown man is asking a 15-year-old, does your butt smell, right? Or don't fart, they smell worse? Or like, stop smelling ass? What adult says that, right? If they were trying to be like sexual towards a kid, they'd be like, let me see your nips or something. Like, a grown man wouldn't be like, oh, stop it, smelly ass. That's something like a kid would say. But let's see what else happens.
This is in relation to a 15-year-old girl.
They're trying to act like
or 15-year-old.
I
think it's a girl, but I guess maybe it's not. Okay, here we go again. This weird fascination with the smells of young children's butts. LOL, I'm having fun laying in bed. It's 4 a.m. When's the last time you showered? Oh, okay. I don't remember. So your pit smell, does it smell worse when you fart? What the fuck? Jesus Christ. So he has a smell fetish, clearly. Now listen, the issue isn't the smell fetish. The issue actually is twofold. It's one, that it's in relation to children.
Is there any pizza
and two, remember, this is somebody who says that they're a mental health advocate. So
I don't know, maybe.
They're getting comfortable with people through their trauma, and then he's saying, oh, let's get a little sexualized. Haha, FFS, that's what they said. What's FFS mean? Well, there's no fucking if you smell bad. That's then no babies. What the fuck? So he has a YouTube video that addresses this situation here, where he talks about it. And this isn't. I mean, if this is the meat, there's still the sprinkling left afterwards, because it gets worse. But let's go through this first. Yeah.
Here are the screenshots from the conversation.
So this is him admitting it. There's more content on his YouTube.
Okay, never mind then.
That like he has.
I was wrong.
More damning. There's like a half-hour video.
The guy admits
like
in this
video. Just a half hour worth of gaslighting people into not believing that he is
sending
some
those
kind
weird
of
text
bizarre
messages
predator.
to kids.
And listen, even if it's not a predator towards kids, which seems to not be the case, because again, like I had said, this is something that is, some of this is going to the police. there's still a mental health aspect there where he's talking to people based on their traumas, and it gets worse, and I'm going to go into it. What I will say is, and actually we'll go through this first, he makes a series of videos basically saying that he has a bunch of mental health problems, and so it's not his fault for being gross. Diagnosed with ADHD. I have ADHD. It doesn't cause you to do this. PTSD. I don't really know what GAD is or MMD. I think he actually has a post here telling him about all the shit that he has. Yeah, here we go. So he has ADHD, PTSD, general anxiety disorder, that's GAD. MDD is major depressive disorder. BDD is body dysmorphic disorder. None of these things would make you be gross and inappropriate towards children, just so you know. My understanding is now he's saying he might have, like, high-functioning autism. Maybe that's true, maybe it's not. Here's what I'm going to say, is that people who have autism struggle with the ability to empathize with. So let's go through his video.
This guy's pretty weird.
Or any of that. Here are the screenshots from the conversation, not to play the victim or any of that. I'm not trying to manipulate anyone. One, if you ever are struggling, do not reach out to anybody other than your family members.
So this is a walkback, clearly, because his entire thing was based on talking to him if you're struggling. So now he's trying to kind of walk back on that.
I made a mistake. I am a 40-year-old man. There is no reason I should have ever texted a teen, adult, especially a teen.
Yeah, but this is listen, I'm going to remove the age from it. His entire thing was gross. He was a mental health advocate that would utilize that. By the way, just to be clear, he has an OnlyFans where he met up with fans to engage with them sexually. So, like, you don't do that as a mental health advocate. You don't do that because you have a position of power over somebody when you understand their emotional traumas. So, like, yeah, this
I agree with that.
Bigger than you guys thought.
I don't have any kids, and I don't really like kids a whole lot.
Thank God.
I don't understand how to talk to kids. I don't have a fart fetish.
Clearly, you do have a fart fetish, and yeah, you don't understand how to talk to kids. But the subtext there is that he has some kind of disability that makes him unable to understand social cues or kids. I don't necessarily know how to talk to children, so I'm like, but like young kids where I'm like around there, like fucking, you know, like my girlfriend's nieces. I don't know what to say. They're fucking like kids. I don't know what the fuck to say to kids. That's different from me asking if their toes smell, right? There's a difference.
I'm the same way, dude. I don't know what the fuck to say to any kids.
Inappropriate with children, right? People who don't know how to talk to kids just avoid kids.
I don't like to smell butts. I am not a groomer. I am not a pedophile. So here are the screenshots here. I will share with you my mentality behind it, not as anything other than the fact of this is how I am. And one, I apologize. And two, that again, don't give out your phone number. Don't help anybody when it comes to this.
Why would you give out your phone number to people? Man. Like, big TikTokers give me their phone numbers, and I'm still like, this is awkward. Right, because like I feel like why would you give your number out to anybody? That just seems weird.
There is no justification.
That's not really weird.
That I did. What I did was wrong, and this is why I'm never.
I would give my phone number out to like other creators and stuff. Like if Ninja was like, bro, what's your phone number? I'd be like, here's my phone number. You know what I mean? So like it's not really that weird to give out your phone number to like strangers. I think in like a professional manner. I think it's weird to give children your phone number unless you know them, like through family or something. Then I think it's a little bit different. But
putting my number out there again, and I don't know if I'm gonna.
The wording is so bizarre. It's like, what I did was wrong. That's why I'm never putting my number out there again. It's like, oh, okay, well, you never should have in the first place.
Even do social media again.
So you should delete your account. TikTok is social media, dog.
So here are the screenshots to it. It started off from an Instagram post by an individual that is a 16-year-old. She was a Patreon member, and I had always sent out
Patreon member
positive videos to Patreon members.
So yeah, he has a Patreon. It's Patreon. And it's a mental health advocacy Patreon. We'll go through it in a bit.
To try and just be a friend and build a relationship with them.
Nah, you shouldn't be doing that though, bro. Listen, people DM me sometimes, young people, or even not even young people. They'll just say like, "Hey, Pop, I'm struggling with this issue," and I'll give them some advice, and then you move on, right? You don't emotionally attach yourself to people. You try to give the best advice you can. You move on. You shouldn't be trying to develop personal relationships with people based on their mental health issues, right? like not in this way. You don't give them your phone number, and it's too personal. You should be directing them towards a mental health.
Go fuck yourself,
expert.
Ninja.
That's what I
see, and I agree with Papa here. This is Papa Gut, by the way, for those of you that don't know. This chubby fellow with the big beard, that's Papa Gut. I agree with him in that context, right? He's like a mental health advocate and has like a sort of power over these people, right? So I understand that, right? Like you shouldn't be like engaging personally with these people, right? Just like you wouldn't engage like very personally with like a therapist, right? You wouldn't go to dinner after your therapy, right? But like I think it's different as like a content creator because like excuse me, I consider you guys in the chat my friends, right? Like Divine, Evie, Owen, you know, Happy. I consider you guys like friends and shit, right? And like, do I want to meet all of you in public for like a long period of time? Not really. But at the same time, I would consider us friends. And like, I would be like, what's up, dude? Like, let's go grab a soda or something, right? Or like Divine, like come down to, you know, drive down to the US. We could shoot some guns or something. That'd be fucking dope, right? So I think in this like respect, it's a little bit different. And like as adults, it's different as well. Like the younger fellows in the stream, I wouldn't want to like hang out with every day type of deal. Cause like whatever, but like for adults, right? I think that would be fine. Right? Like I want to meet Happy, go for a beer with him. I want to come like down to the US. That should be cool. So I think it's okay to be friends with people you meet online. I just don't think it's okay to be sexual towards the children.
try to do. Papa, I'm having this problem. Oh, you know, I've been in this situation. Here's my advice. You should try to seek out and talk to a mental health expert. 1, 2, 3. You know, not that I don't like my fans, but I'm not. But you need to understand that kind of like power dynamic. You can't be getting personal with people.
Again, that was wrong because they're...
And like for somebody who says they're a mental health advocate, like you think you would know that.
Their age and they were a Patreon member of mine and they were getting sent positive messages, whatever messages. Doesn't matter. I shouldn't be texting them. So...
What? Like, what are you trying to frame your messages as positive messages?
Again, here's my amends to anyone I've ever sent an inappropriate message to. She posted on an Instagram story that she was feeling suicidal. I had done enough work with her that I knew that she had suicidal feelings and stuff before.
What? He says that he has done work with her, but he's not actually like a therapist or a counselor or anything. He has no formal training. And I know my fingernails are painted. I love my girlfriend very much. But he's not a therapist or a counselor, so he wasn't actually doing any work. Framing it as if he has done work is different than saying, "Oh, I was like listening to her problems."
Just don't understand why you'd be this. I don't know.
So I ended up reaching out to this individual, and so here's how the text messages went. I asked her how she was doing.
Let's see. So I guess he's on the right now. So I guess he said, "How are you?" She said, "Good. LOL. How about you?" He says lies, LOL, haha, no, yes, sass. This is so like this isn't okay. So from like this isn't how you approach a kid about their mental health issues. What you would say is like, hey, like I noticed your Instagram story where you were, you know, talking about taking your life. Are you okay?
What?
You know, is there anything that like, you know, do you want to talk about?
Yo, these messages are actually fucked up, dude. Good. How about you? Lies, LOL, haha, no. You sass. Well, yeah, for sure. I mean, and some of the younger people in the stream here, like Owen, for example. Yeah, I saw him. Owen, for example, right? He's a good dude. Like, I don't know him in real life, but we play games, we talk. Sometimes I help him with some shit in Discord, whatever, right? But I would never, like, talk like this. Fine ass, LOL. Like, to, like, an underage girl. You know what I mean?
You don't go like, hey, how are you? LOL.
Like, this is weird. Look at you all scary. Yes, I'm scary. Brat? Like, that's kind of... Brat is like a flirty word, unless it's coming from, like, a parent. In my opinion, right? Like, if Vanessa was like, I am naked in the shower and you can't see or something, I'd be like, brat, with like a flirty face or something. I don't know how to flirt. But like, brat, in my opinion, is like a flirty word for somebody that you're not like directly related to.
Well, what's up, cutie? Like, that's
You know?
kind of what it says, right? Anyway, yes, sass, don't like talking. Then he
You know
goes,
what I mean?
fine, ass, LOL. Like, you're calling her an ass, or you're saying that she has a fine ass. I don't understand why you would even talk about that. This is very flirtatious.
Yeah.
Being open and scary. Look at you all scary. That's how you talk to somebody who you just said was expressing mental health issues where they wanted to take their own life. This is bizarrely personal. Yes, I'm scary. Then you call her a brat. And then you say, that's me. And then you say, how old are you? Wait, what the fuck? Wait, so you just said that you talked to her and you've developed a relationship with her, but you didn't know how old she was yet? So that to me tells that, like, the pretenses of this story are complete fucking bullshit. That you didn't really know her at all, and you saw that she was a Patreon member, and you decided to use your large platform to be like, hey, look at me, I'm in a position of power. I know you'll talk to me.
On Instagram.
And that's the thing too, right? It's like this guy is like very famous, right? Like a lot of followers. So he has a lot of influence, right? And that the higher that follower count is, the more likely somebody is going to listen to you. And it's just the way the world works, right? Like, if you have 1 million followers, there's a good chance you could tell a lot of them to do something and they'll do it. Or there's a big chance that you're like, hey, let's have sex, and they'd probably do it, right? Like, there's a big chance and a lot of influence that comes with that, like, very large following count, especially a young person, right? Somebody who's 16 will be influenced very easily by somebody in a position of, like, power like that, or, like, influence, right? So, like, for example, if I were to, like, meet Owen, right, which is a part of the plan when we go to the UK, it's going to be, like, a public situation, right? Like, it'd be, like, go out to a restaurant with, like, Vanessa and the boys and Matt and whatever, right? And this is, like, a different kind of situation, you know? Like, he's, like, being flirty and stuff.
Shoots over and says to WhatsApp, because this is...
And then she says she's 16 at the bottom. Right, this is WhatsApp, apparently. So she even says she's 16.
Where I text my Patreon members from. Ask her how she's doing. I get...
Why? Why don't you just message your Patreon members on fucking Patreon? That's what I do when anybody subscribes.
Is that a
like,
thing?
hey, Papa, or I'll just be like, hey, thanks for the sub. Why the fuck do you need to take it to Omegle or whatever he just said? Why would you need to come off of Patreon?
Omegle.
There's no reason for it. Literally, there's a fucking... You talk inside of the app. It makes more sense to do. Unless you have an ulterior motive. That makes no fucking sense whatsoever. So we've established right now that he knows what he's doing is inappropriate by removing it from Patreon to another platform. That's why you're doing it. Oh, wow. Jesus Christ, man.
Get a good LOL. How about you?
Oh, I just talked them to OnlyFans. It's easier for me to talk. Like, come on. I know it's not OnlyFans. It's WhatsApp, but Jesus Christ.
Lies. I knew she was lying because she said on Instagram that she was feeling suicidal. Haha, no. I said, yes. Don't like talking. Fine. Ass. Being open is scary because all I wanted him to do was open up and just share. Look at you all scary. Yes, I'm scary. Brat. I always call people a brat, especially females, because I can't call them anything necessarily inappropriate.
Why would you call her anything if she's somebody struggling with mental health? Why would you say, you're such a brat? You don't want to talk about your suicide? You're such a brat. Oh my God. That's your response to her? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. This isn't how you talk to somebody about their problems. This is how you flirt with somebody.
And like I said before, like, I 100% agree with that statement. He's flirting. It's a flirtatious thing, right? 100%. It's a flirtatious word, right? And he goes, "Oh, I especially call females that because it's flirtatious."
It's gross when anybody flirts with anybody else over their mental health. It's like, oh, you're sad. Oh, you shouldn't be sad. You have nice boobies. Like, this is like the
what a way to say that, dude.
This is a fucking
you have nice boobies.
Because, well, it's not right to do. If you were a guy, I apologize if I ever called you a dick, because, well, I would tell guys stop being a fucking dick. I asked her how.
Let's see. So,
okay, so he says right there too, like, I talk to guys in a similar way, but I tell them to stop being a dick. Could you imagine, right? Could you imagine? Let's say I'm going through some shit, right? And I'm like, oh, this guy understands, right? He understands what, like, I'm going through. So I reach out to him, right? And I'm like, hey man, like I kind of want to kill myself right now. I'm gonna just, like, end it all. And he's like, yo, stop being a fucking dick. Could you imagine?
What the
Stop
fuck,
being a
bro?
dick.
So she said she was 16, and then he goes, "How many kids do you have?" So like now that's just like weird flirting. It's like how many? Like, of course they don't have a kid. 8. Sweet. LOL. God, my mom would kill me. Way to do it. Why? LOL. Ha ha ha. 8 kids. Haha. Nah, I would be dead. You wouldn't be walking right. Can't even look at myself. LOL. Never mind a kid. Do you shower?
Did you shower? What a weird... So she's like, I'm 16, right? And he's like, bro, how many fucking babies have you had? Why is that the first thing that comes through your mind when you hear somebody's age? You know? Like, that's so fucking weird. And like he talks so fucking weird, right? Like, way to do it. Way to do what? You fucking degenerate? Jesus Christ. 8 kids? Nah, I would be dead. You wouldn't be walking right. So she's like, oh, my mom would kill me if I had 8 kids. Which is like a typical response that you would say to like somebody you're just talking to, right? And you're talking about having kids and stuff, right? Right? So it's like how many kids? Or like, oh, my mom would kill me, right? Which is a regular thing to say. And that's like, you wouldn't be walking right. And let's go back to like her age, right? This is a grown man saying that to a 16-year-old. You wouldn't be walking right after having that many kids. That's weird as fuck. Yeah, exactly, Divine. That's weird.
What the fuck? What the fuck does a shower have to do with her mental health? I don't understand. Why would you?
Did you shower?
So like, if you wanted, so this is how super woke fucking dickheads would do. They'd say like, yeah, of course, motivating yourself to get out of bed to get ready is a way to help you combat your depression. Get up, clean your room, take a shower. It can really help you for like little things because it's hard to get through those small things when you're depressed, right? But
which is true.
When you bring it up, first of all, you don't bring it up in a flirty conversation. Second of all, when they say no, that's an effort. You don't go, do you stink? Not, I wouldn't say that.
That's the thing too, right? Do you stink? Do you stink?
Seems like the not right thing to say.
I appreciate that,
How old
dude.
she is? She said she's 16.
But yeah.
How many kids do you have? 8.
Do you stink, right? Like, what a weird fucking thing to say to somebody, right? That's so
Sweet.
fucking weird.
Now I just feel that we were in a joking mood. At least she's joking. She doesn't necessarily feel suicidal.
Just because somebody is making jokes does not mean that they aren't suicidal. So I kind of just wanted to throw that out there.
You know, says,
wow, this guy's a manipulative dick. He knows what to say. I mean, he's dumb. This is the best that anybody could say. But this is dumb. But like he's thought about how to wrap himself out of the situation the best he can by like kind of glossing over the flirtations and delivering it in very dry voice. And then also being like, yeah, like at this point, I'm like, she's pretty sure like she's not suicidal anymore.
Did you shower, Divine? Did you shower? You brat. Difference is, though, at least you're a fucking adult. You know? Jesus. I'm not some 40-year-old man. I don't know. I think he took off towards the living room. But you did, like... And he, like Papa was saying, right? He does gloss over it as if it's like, oh, you know, it was just a typical conversation. I don't know. He went off that way somewhere. Oh, no, he's here. I got him. Hello. Nice to see you. But, like... I showered this morning, you know, if you guys were interested in knowing that. But, you know, like, he does gloss over it, right? And he acts as if this is like a funny conversation. He says a funny conversation instead of flirty. He says it's funny, not flirty, when it's actually a flirty conversation.
Killer. I said, way to do it. Why? 8 kids, I would be dead. You go, you wouldn't be walking right. I'm trying to make fun of it. Again, inappropriate. Can't even look at myself after, never mind a kid.
Well, you're trying to flirt with this girl.
Did you shower? And the reason I started asking people if they showered is whenever I was depressed, I never...
I already fucking called it, did I not?
Showered. My butt smelled, my armpits smelled, my face was greasy and oily, my teeth had a film over it, and it was the only way I knew how to relate to somebody. As you can see, there is absolutely no training here. This is why you don't reach out to people.
No, see, he's trying to make it seem like...
But he told people to reach out to him. I know who this guy is. He told people to reach out. He said, bro, call me if you need somebody. I'm here for you. I got you. I can help you. He said that. Okay, Divine, whatever. Keep flexing, dude. At least you change your underwear every day. Whatever.
He's like he's the victim of being a good guy. It's like all good deeds go on, no good deed goes unpunished. I reached out to them and I was trying to relate to them because I remember when I didn't shower. No, what are you talking about, motherfucker? You didn't say, hey, maybe you should get up and motivate yourself to do stuff like shower and clean your room. You said, do you shower and do you stink? Why the fuck do you need to know if you stink? Makes no sense.
Do you stink? Because I always stunk. Having fun laying.
Let's see. LOL, I'm having fun laying in bed. It's 4 a.m. Then he goes again. When's the last time you showered? Haha, I don't remember. So your pits smell. Does it smell worse when you fart? What? How do you rationalize this? How do you rationalize this?
See, and I'm not excusing it, but like somebody who's right in the head would not fucking speak like this. So maybe there is something actually wrong with the guy. But at this point as well, I mean, I'm sure we'll get farther into it with Papa Gut because Papa's got a whole fucking 15 more minutes to destroy this guy. But do you stink, right? Laying in bed, when was the last time you showered? Which is like like a conversation you would have with like your best friend type of deal, right? Like when I'm talking to my buddy, right? I'm like, bro, when's the last time you showered? Or like he'll be like, oh, when's the last time you showered? And then I'll be like, oh, do you stink? Like, so like that's different story. But this is a 16-year-old girl and this grown man is talking, right? Like,
you can't fucking rationalize.
And also I understand like the depression thing, right? You don't shower, you don't eat good, blah, 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 whatever. You don't brush your teeth, you don't take care of yourself, you don't take care of the little things, right? So I totally understand that side of things. But at the same time, this guy's like, hey, reach out to me, I will help you. And then he's like flirting with minors.
You don't say this to people. This is weird, flirtatious shit. Clearly you have a fetish. I don't care about your fetish.
Does it smell?
Okay? What I do care about is you, one, expressing it to a child. Two, weaponizing your mental health advocacy to get close to people so that you could talk to them like this. It's gross. It's not what you do. Okay?
See, and this is the same thing. This is the same thing I said about Chloe as well, right? She's a men's rights activist in a position of power, and it's manipulation. Just like this. He's in a position of power. This is manipulation. Right? This is being a predator. Right? You're in a powerful position. And, you know, like, as a therapist, right? You don't fuck your patients because you're in a position of power. Excuse me, power over them.
Haha.
You have authority.
FFS. What does FFS meaning? So for fuck's sake, LOL. Well, there's no fucking if you smell bad, then no babies. What the fuck?
Okay, now it gets creepy. I didn't read on, but now it gets creepy. Well, there's no fucking if you smell bad, then no babies. To a 16-year-old, this is a grown man saying, well, nobody's going to fuck you if you smell bad, then you can't have babies. That is a weird thing to say.
Dude, what the fuck is the matter with you, dog? True, oh well. And then he says, what's going on? I'm guess after.
That. Okay, when's the last time that you showered? And the reason I cared is because this will tell you, at least in me, of how long you've been depressed for. I don't even remember. So your pit smell, your fart smell. Do you smell worse when
you see? Again, he's trying to make it seem like I already called it before, where it's like, oh, you know, you don't shower, you do the bare minimum to get up and motivate yourself. Hiding behind that.
You fart. I didn't know what FFS means, so she said, for fuck's sake. I said, well, there's no fucking if you smell bad and no babies, because she said she had 8 babies, and I was trying to make a joke. That was stupid. That's not.
You're flirting with her.
And that's.
You see, here's the thing. I'm a person, so I flirted with other people before. And while the poopy fart smell stuff not really my thing per se, the general tone of the conversation is something that I've done as well.
It's not appropriate behavior. True. Oh well. What's going on?
Yeah, it's one thing to like say something flirtatious on accident, but like, what the fuck? This is like you're really with the butt smells, man. Why did you post this? What is your problem? Okay, so then he says, "What's going on?" Right, and she says, "That's a shame." I don't know to what. I don't know. Does your butt smell? Again, don't really smell it to be honest, Eric. LOL. Just curious. Don't fart or they smell worse.
You can tell the girl's like uncomfortable at this point because she's like, I don't really smell it, Eric, right? And you can kind of tell the tone from what she's saying. And then he follows up with just curious. And I'm really curious why Eric is curious about a 16-year-old's booty smell. You know? Like, that's really fucking weird. That's disgusting. And that leads me to the question, only answer if you're 21 plus, okay? I'm curious. Does your butt smell? If you're under the age of 21, please do not reply to this question, okay? This is for my adult audience, the majority of my audience. So yeah, let me know.
Like, here's the thing. If you're shitty, like, you're trying to hide behind the logic, like I said before, of like, oh, not motivating yourself to shower. But then why the fuck does her farts matter? Like, what association do farts have with being depressed? I'd like to know. Like, what is it that... explain the farts. You gave us a really shitty explanation of the smells, but now explain the farts. Can you do it? You couldn't do it. No, you couldn't. So then she goes, that's not a conversation word. He says, LOL, I'm not friends with you and Ninja anymore. I don't know what the fuck Ninja is. Maybe she's talking about Ninja? I doubt it. Both making me y'all talk, LOL. Stop, smelly ass. What's up? What the fuck? So I'm assuming he's going to hide behind the fact that she's trying not to talk about her problems. But I would assume the real reason she doesn't want to talk to this guy is because of how does your ass smell and can you fart for me, basically.
That's a shame. I don't know what that...
Bro, could you imagine being fucking depressed, right? Could you imagine, right? So you're like super depressed or whatever. You know, you're going through some 16-year-old shit, you know, right? And like this guy reaches out to you and he's like, so what's wrong? And then she's like, oh, nothing, you know, and he knows that something's wrong because he saw her Instagram story. And then he's like, does your butt stink? What's your fucking problem, dude? You're so fucking weird. And I've actually talked to this Eric guy personally on Facebook. He actually commented on one of my Facebook posts in this YouTube group that I'm in. And I mean, he's kind of a weird dude, but I never thought like this, you know, like, especially I've seen all of his TikToks. I've seen all this kind of stuff. Like, he seemed like a genuine guy, but this is fucking weird, man.
Does your butt smell? Don't really smell it, to be honest, Eric. LOL.
So now, just to be clear, when somebody like uses your name like that, they're like, doesn't really smell. Don't really smell it, Eric. It's like, chill the fuck out, Eric. Right? You guys know
what's wrong. What's wrong? Let me sniff your ass. Do you fart?
Like, annoyed with you.
And I thought that we were in a joking environment here. Just open up and tell me what's going on. Try to get her to joke some more. What's really going on? Okay, that's not a conversation words. Me and another person making them talk. Stop, smelly ass. Just trying to be funny.
What? That doesn't make sense. It's not trying to be. You're just constantly reinforcing that you want to smell their ass. It's weird.
It's dumb.
16-year-old.
Inappropriate for an adult to do. Nothing. Not gonna.
Let's see. Nothing. Promise. I'm not gonna talk. Can't. Why? That's dumb. Hey, guess what? I'm in a bad place. Have been for a few days. It's okay and okay to share. So like that's.
Before Papa says something, I think we're probably going to say the same thing. But this is weird here, right? She's like, I'm not going to say shit because I don't want to. She's probably uncomfortable from up there, right? And then he goes, why? You not telling me is dumb, right? So he's like, this is manipulation right here, right? It's making her feel stupid for not wanting to talk to the creepy guy, right? And then he tries to level with her, which is what he's going to say, by basically manipulating her more by saying, I've been in a bad place the last few days. It's okay. Like, almost excusing his shitty behavior and him pressuring a teenager to do what he wants.
It's weird. So now he's like, hey, you don't want to talk? Well, you know what? I'm in a bad place. So I'm going to kind of shame you into talking to me. That's kind of what that is. It's
that's what I said.
And they're like, yes, we can talk about you, not me. And then, which is weird. So the 16, you're going to confide in a 16-year-old. Okay, whatever. Nope, don't do it that way. So that actually just that pretty much establishes that like he was just utilizing his bad place that he's in, which is questionable based on what's going on in this video. To try to get her to talk, and when she's like, okay, let's talk about you, then he's like, no, I don't. I want to keep talking about your smelly ass. Right? That's pretty much what he's saying. Talking is like so pointless, and he says, why?
Talk. So I decided to share I'm in a bad place.
I'm interested in seeing what he says, like defending himself.
and I'd been in a bad place for a bit. Then wanted to talk about me, and I didn't want to do it that way. I wasn't the one posting that I was suicidal.
Yeah, but you just told her that you basically were. So it's pretty clear that you were just using that to get her to talk more.
So talking is pointless. Regret it afterwards. Why? Doesn't want to feel at all.
Because I regret it so much. Why? And I don't have to think about it because right now I don't want to feel anything. Me either. Just like numb and empty, so it's okay. Why don't you if just feel nothing? Then he sends her a meme that says, will I stop posting inappropriate memes? Will I work on not cursing? Will I finally stop laughing at sexual innuendos like a 15-year-old boy? Tune in next week to the next episode of Absolutely Fucking Not.
That's
Why would
weird
you
too.
Send this to her?
I send memes. I mean, like, we send memes back and forth. Shoei sends me all kinds of fucking crazy memes. Right? Like, we have a meme section in Discord. You wanna fucking see memes? There's memes. But like this, it's like oddly flirtatious as well. Right? Like, for me, like, personally, what stuck out right here, right, is will I finally stop laughing at sexual innuendos like a 15-year-old boy? You should not be sending that to a 16-year-old girl as a grown man. In my opinion, right? I might be a gigantic fucking idiot, but I have a feeling like Papa's gonna agree here.
This is weird, and it is a little bit sexual in nature.
Yeah.
Just sexually suggestive enough to get a point across that, again, you want to smell her ass, but not enough so that, like, it's like you can have plausible deniability. He's gonna frame it as like, oh, this was like a joke to get her to smile.
All feels numb and empty. Just feel nothing. So I do what I've always told people to do. Hey, send memes that make people laugh. Again, probably
there you go. I sent the meme and makes people laugh. Was I wrong? You see how fucking easy this is? You're so transparent. You're so easy. Oh, send memes because they're funny. Shut the fuck up. You could have sent her like a Minecraft meme if you.
Shoei sent this meme in Discord, and it fucking sums it up perfectly, dude. The Crow of Judgment. This is how she should have replied. She should have replied with the Crow of Judgment. I would kill to have a girl be interested in me. You just gotta put yourself out there, man. And don't do it towards 16-year-olds.
You wanted to make her laugh. But you sent a meme that talked about sexual innuendos. And then it says 15-year-old boy. And if I really wanted to dig into it, I would say that you're almost equating your mentality to a 15-year-old, which conveniently enough is right around her age.
Meme said it was inappropriate. Well, I was inappropriate at all. After the meme...
then she said mood, but like normally when I'm like this, I want to go off and die, but this time I actually don't. I think it's because I've gotten a lot better support, but yes, very numb. I now talk to my mom when I'm suicidal, which is actually very scary when I think about it, but when I feel that way, it's not scary if you get me. Proud of you. I'm proud of you. So like at this point, if your goal was to get this girl to seek help, you did it. She's confiding in her mother.
Job done.
But then you decided to send her a video?
I get a mood, and then I get her to open up, and says normally she wants to go off and die. This time she doesn't, which I was awesome about. She talks to
her poll?
Her mom, which was exactly what I wanted to get out of her, is that she was going to talk to somebody. I told her I was proud of her.
Well, no, you seem to really want to get her smelly ass in there.
I was
just going to say the same fucking thing. Papa beat me to it.
And then Monday I sent her one of the Patreon videos that I normally send. Again, this is not appropriate.
Is that Monday?
Yeah, Monday. That looks like a time. It does say Monday right
above it. I guess it is. It says Monday right here.
And then Monday I sent her one of the Patreon videos that I normally send. Again, this is not appropriate.
Why would you send somebody a Patreon video? Why wouldn't you just leave it on your Patreon? It just makes... None of it makes sense.
Not justifying.
Because that just, to me, that would...
To me, right, I see it a little bit different than Papa here. Like, sending people the video really doesn't, like, rub me the wrong way. Right? Like, I send all kinds of, like, shit early to people, just, like, randomly, which is going to be up on YouTube anyways, but I do send it to people early. Right? Like, for example, we played my other YouTube video on stream. I sent a couple guys that I talked to in Discord my video early. right? I send these things off to certain people sometimes, depending on the context of the conversation. So that doesn't really rub me the wrong way. But the rest of the shit that he said is really fucked up. And yeah.
It would be like, oh, she hadn't talked to him in a while and he was feeling a little frisky.
Yeah, it was a
so
different
he's like,
thing.
hey, look at this Patreon video. It's an excuse for us to start a conversation. You get what I'm saying?
Any of my reasonings for talking to anybody under the age. Again, not a pedophile. I don't like smelly butts. If you're depressed, get help. Find a therapist. Hopefully, maybe this clears you guys up a little bit.
That's what your entire platform should be. Hey, if you're depressed, get a therapist. Don't talk.
But yeah, his whole thing is like, talk to me if you're fucked up and like depressed and shit. That's his whole thing, right? So he's like, hey, talk to me. And then now that he's in trouble for fucking around with minors, he's like, fuck that noise. Like, don't talk to me, right? And I don't think there's anything like inherently wrong with talking to people under the age, as long as you keep it above the board, right? I talk to people who are underage all of the time. That's in Discord, that's in the stream, that's in, YouTube comments. I talk to people who are underage all the time, right? There's kids coming into the stream all the time, right? But if you engage in this type of behavior, that's different, right? Exactly. If you're underage, we play games, dude. We talk in Discord, whatever. I help you with your computer shit. That's fine. But in no way would my messages with anybody who's under the age of 18 get sexual like this, right? Like this. Like he's like flirting with them and like, it's really weird, right? He's like, oh, does your ass fucking stink? That's weird, right? That's a weird behavior.
Talk to a 40-year-old man on Patreon, which
and the thing with streaming games, right, is we all have a passion for games. We all like to game. So that's different as well, right? This guy is in a position of power, right? This guy is in a position where people are vulnerable to him, and he's a grown-ass man. What does this guy have anything relatable to do with a child?
Actually not on Patreon. Don't subscribe to him on Patreon, and then get his WhatsApp and talk to him there.
Understanding of it, and again, not justifying anything, and to anybody that I ever said.
Well, you're trying to justify literally everything. You're trying to walk back. It's astonishing how you thought you did a good job.
Said anything inappropriate to through text messaging, I apologize, and I want to make amends to you, so I am sorry.
I want to make amends.
Here are the screenshots.
I'll send you my smelly butt as amends. Price dog. So this is his Patreon here. Christ. So let's see what you get. Thank you for your patronage. Every little bit helps us work towards our goal. You get exclusive access to Patreon only Discord server. Okay. Available for text if you need support or just words, kind of words. Access to certain Zooms. Discord special Discord page and YouTube video. Thanks. Okay. For $5 a month, you get previous rewards, access to workshops, $10 or less, put on by mental health. Off camera. What the fuck? Access to workshops, $10 left, whatever. Video messages. For the $24 a month, you get, I'm not a therapist or counselor, but if you need ideas or someone to speak with, make sure you set an hour aside a month for you so I can give you any support you need. That's weird. Access to all mental health off-camera work. I mean, he's acknowledging that he knows that he's not a mental health expert. What the fuck is this? Log? What the fuck is this?
Access to their paid site weird. To buy merch.
More hands-on workshops. For $50, you get special whatever. You get a bunch of more shit. It's more video chatting and like personal shit.
Weekly phone calls. That's kind of weird.
Shit. I mean, it's all bullshit. Whatever. I don't know, man. This shit's fucking awkward. Christ. So here's where it gets a little extra weird. After this whole thing happened, he decided to remove his OnlyFans. Yeah, that's what he did. So he had...
Yeah, so Evie says he's making profit off of people's suffering, which I don't think is inherently that bad. In the sense of, we pay counselors, right? We pay counselors, that happens, or there's free programs for counselors to get paid for helping people, right? So people getting paid is not really the problem. Right, and I stand by that. People getting paid to help people is not really that big of a problem in my eyes. Exploiting children is a problem. Exploiting the shit out of people who like can't, you know, like the there's just aren't completely mentally there is a problem to me, right? Like in society, people need to get paid, right? That's just the way it is. That's the way it works. So I don't really inherently think that's bad. But the creepiness of it is kind of weird. Like, he's not even a counselor, right? That's the thing. He's not a counselor. He is an authority figure. Right? So, yeah. That's kind of where I draw the difference, right? He's not a counselor. He's not a mental health expert, but he's still getting money as if he were one, right? Yeah, so Evie says, yeah, but your friends, families, teachers, school counselors are all free and way better than let me smell your ass. Yeah. So, and I agree with that, right? But those people still get paid, right? They get paid still, even though they're helping you, right? So for me, for example, if I wanted to go get a counselor right now, I would need to pay $125, $200, $250 to see a therapist, right? I would have to pay that out of pocket for my suffering, right? So that's why I don't think that's really that bad. But I think the way he's like, one, he's not a fucking counselor. He's not licensed. He doesn't practice. He didn't learn, right? He's obviously mentally ill, so he shouldn't be helping people because he's already there. Because he doesn't even know how to help himself. Sorry. And for three, he's fucking weird, man. Right? Divine technically backs is profiting off my suffering. Hey, Divine, I told you don't send me any money, dude. You don't have to send me money, man. You don't have to. I appreciate the fuck out of you, but you don't have to.
An OnlyFans, and he removed it. Now, with the OnlyFans is where we get away from the kid stuff and more towards the emotional manipulation by getting close to somebody, right? See, if you're a mental health advocate, first and foremost, you shouldn't be doing OnlyFans, probably, but at the very least, you shouldn't be doing OnlyFans with the people who you're getting close to, right? Right? Everybody needs a little.
I just want to chime in here. I agree with what Papa's saying, but Papa, please stop banging your desk.
Your money, you want to show your dick, whatever, but you don't try to sleep with your fans because you're trying to help them mentally, and now you have a position of power over them. It's predatory. Updates, new comment.
And let's just get this out there as well. OnlyFans is for naked pictures. And if you're not going to post naked pictures, post them on Patreon. Do a Patreon. OnlyFans is for nudes, dudes. Okay? Let's keep that in mind. OnlyFans is for nudes, dudes.
Content almost daily, blah, blah, blah. Heads up, this is not PG, and yes, I'm a huge mental health advocate, and yes, all funds from here are used to purchase medication for those that cannot, along with getting diagnosed correctly. This is an X-rated shit. If you do not want to see that, I would like to see that. Do you actually help people out with it? Because I honestly doubt it. I think that this is more just fucking gaslighting, manipulative bullshit. Blah, blah, blah. Have fun. Requests. Yay! Let's see what we got here. Love giving oral. Hee. Love choking her. After watching 365 Days, holy shit, I need somebody to do content like that with me. Gross. Because that was a very predatory movie about, basically Stockholm Syndrome. Green Pines. Okay, great. Gross. More gross shit. Headed to another place. Somebody meet up with me so that I can abuse the power I have over other individuals from a mental perspective. That's, of course, I'm paraphrasing, guys. I'm paraphrasing. Yeah, so, overall,
wow,
you kind of get a fucking feel for this guy. Now, again, this individual, information has gone to the police, so I cannot get specific.
Bro, why does this picture actually, like, represent what I think he would look like? Like, okay, so, like, imagine this girl right here, right? This girl's a 16-year-old girl, and this is Eric. Eric's like, hey, sniff, sniff, does your butt stink? And she's like,
fucking disgusting. Huh? Very gross.
Yeah, exactly.
Very gross. I don't know what the hell you're doing. That's fucking disgusting. I don't know how the fuck you got 1.6 million followers for all this shit.
Deal that was. God, dude, I thought that guy was good, man. But it just goes back onto it, man. People on TikTok are fucked up, dude. Tony Lopez, Gemini Official, Clap Daddy, fucking Eric, dude. TikTok is a breeding ground for fucking pedophiles, man, and they think it's cool. Holy shit. But yeah, man, holy fuck. But that's it for today. I'm going to end this stream. I will be live again tomorrow at 11 a.m. hopefully, probably with some Cold War, and maybe some Resident Evil if my refund processes. So if my refund processes, we'll do some Cold War tomorrow and some that scary game. What's it called? So yeah, this was a long stream, 11 hours and 30 minutes, man. I'm tired of sitting here. But yeah, love you, cunt. Divine, I appreciate the donos, dude. Please don't donate if you can't. Please don't sub if you can't. If you can't afford it, please don't do it. If you're doing it to make yourself feel better, make sure you're actually in the right state of mind when you're doing it, dude. I don't want to take your money if you're gonna regret it later, dude. I'm good. I appreciate the fuck out of it, but I want you to keep your money and not regret it later. So, okay, but that's it for today's stream. We will, like I said, English. We'll be live tomorrow. So, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Love ya. Have a good one. Ciao, pals. Sayonara. Do svidanya. Okay.